John Mayer has a lot of songs. A lot of them, many of them, majority of them are really good. And some of them he never really recorded in a studio. And Hummingbird is one of those songs. He has released it, I believe, as a part of the As Is live album series of releases that he did. I think there were multiple As Is albums or little EPs, compilations of live performances, because the one that's on Apple Music right now does not have Hummingbird, but there's another As Is. Like when you look up on Google and you look up John Mayer Hummingbird, it shows you another As Is release that I'm not familiar with. Maybe it was released on iTunes a long time ago or whatnot. But Hummingbird is one of those tracks that, you know, just never had a proper studio release. He never really recorded it in a professional manner. It's an interesting track. I'm not incredibly familiar with it. I mean, I'm familiar with other John Mayer unreleased, you know, live songs, but this one was interesting. This one was recommended that I listened to by a viewer. You know who you are. And I love John Mayer. That viewer loves John Mayer. And so he was like, or she, they, I'm not sure, was like, here you go. You know, this is a song you should listen to. Specifically the live performance from On His Own, December 6th, 2008. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to watch the performance. We're going to analyze it, talk about it, all that fun stuff. Before we do, though, I want to say thank you to No MayerTube on YouTube for uploading this performance, and I want to thank the viewer who recommended this performance to me. And as for you, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more John Mayer videos. All right, here we go. John Mayer, Hummingbird, live. Here we go with the buzz cut. The early 2000s male pop star buzz cut. Wow, this is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen or heard, that is, John Mayer use like a looping machine. Oh, wow. That's gorgeous. Oh. Oh, he's really going for it. This is like John Mayer meets Radiohead. Yeah. This is, oh my God, I wish he released an album like this. You know, like sort of an electronic type of album.
Once upon most every morning, I woke up to find her flying there. Hummingbird was making blurs of blue and rings of purple in the air. All the while I was trying to keep her there, yeah. Not mine enough to need, mine enough to always care. Hummingbird, hummingbird. That song I heard, that's my hummingbird.
Love that. Love the repetition there. And that melody in the guitar.
Said I didn't want her, doesn't mean I want her to go. In fact, I quite depended on her, but that I didn't want her to know. Now that she's gone, I know all the while I was trying to keep her there.
Of course.
Not man enough to need, but man enough to always care. Hummingbird.
That's the best part of the song right there.
That's my hummingbird.
Oh, he's really playing it live. It looks like he's just having fun, you know?
And the hummingbird made this sound. It sang this beautiful song. It went like this.
That's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You know, I could tell that this song, oh my God, like if it was ever recorded professionally in a studio and sort of treated kind of like I said in the beginning, kind of like a Radiohead song, my God, I mean, it would be an incredible, incredible track. Very experiential, kind of, you know, ambient, abstract, sort of this floating nebula in space. You know, that's kind of what I feel like this song to be. Because of the electronic beat to it and stuff like that. It's quite a sweet track. I mean, I wish it was recorded. Let's just say that. Like I said, I mean, this is like the first time I've seen John Mayer use like a loop machine, you know, and, you know, kind of this beat, you know, this electronic beat machine, which is like crazy. I never thought he would, I mean, obviously it makes sense. He's a very, you know, I think he's a very eclectic person. You could just sort of tell he likes all kinds of things. And I'm not surprised that he enjoys this. In fact, you know, all of my Radiohead references, John Mayer did cover Kid A by Radiohead. And Kid A is one of the most abstract songs that Radiohead has. It's from their Kid A album. Kid A is very similar to Hummingbird here with the instrumentation here. It's just very ambient and you know, you could just tell there's a lot of loops to it and electronic. But man, I would love to hear a full version of this. Let me see, I think the only Hummingbird full band, but this must be like a
So this is a song
recreation, isn't it?
A soon-to-come record called Jackrabbit Surprise. And
Oh, okay, this is an actual... I think this is, yeah, this is a performance that he did with a full band. That's interesting. But, you know, like I said, either way, I think this song would benefit greatly from sort of the electronic instrumentation and arrangement that's in this performance, which is really, really interesting. My favorite part, of course, is the chorus, you know, and that constant sort of, I think it's arpeggiated. I'm not sure. I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it is, but maybe I'm not super into music theory, but it's just kind of this repetitious guitar melody there that's in the chorus, and obviously the "You're my hummingbird." That line is beautiful. And, again, this is a song where, because, it's not the most exciting song to listen to on its own, kind of in this manner, I would say for the most part, because, this is clearly a very stripped down version of the song. And I think in this state, the song is at its least interesting, but there's enough here that I know that if it were to be recorded, professionally, and like I said, with a full electronic arrangement, I know that it would be one of those songs where I would just put on some headphones, just kind of lay on my bed with, and just disappear into another universe with. I just know it's that type of song. Kind of like Kid A and Radiohead, right? Where it's kind of designed to be this song in the middle of two great songs. You know what I mean? One good song here, and then the next song is Hummingbird, and then you get another banger, And Hummingbird is this weird kind of just transition, That's what it kind of sounds like to me, even though it seems like from the lyrics and even from some of the vocal melody that John Mayer did intend for it to be, a bigger song than what it was meant to be. But it's interesting because at the end of the day, it doesn't come out that way. I think it's just this, like I said, this very, very interesting kind of passage, this electronic passage of feeling, and it's sort of a movement, It's not necessarily like a song, because it doesn't really feel like it has it has structure, it has direction, but also not, and it just feels like it's kind of just just jamming a little bit. I don't know. Tell me how you guys feel about it. But and in terms of the lyrics, I don't really know. I looked up the lyrics on my some free time that I had yesterday, and let me look at it here. Okay, so we got, "Once upon most every morning, I woke up to her flying there. Hummingbird was making blows of blowing rings of purple in the air." Huh. Interesting. So he's kind of equating her to the hummingbird. Almost every morning, he kind of woke up to her, kind of in the same way that you wake up to your partner, Seems like, I don't know. "All the while, I was trying to keep her there, not man enough to need, but man enough to always care." Huh. That's an interesting line. I don't know what he means by that. "All the while, I was trying to keep her there." That makes sense. "Not man enough to need her, but man enough to always care." Hummingbird. Huh. To always care that she's there? To care for her? Not sure. Not man enough to need her, though. Maybe that's a line, just from right now, the way that I, kind of analyze it is, again, it goes back to just kind of a failed relationship, and it's the fault of the man, where it's like you have this amazing person, and you're not man enough to do what you need to do to keep her there, and to make her feel that you need her, that she thinks okay, this guy needs me. And so maybe he just didn't give her the reasons. Maybe he just didn't give her that reason to stay. He didn't make her feel that she was needed. But he cared enough to keep her, you know what I mean? To just keep her kind of floating around him, flying around him like that hummingbird, right? But he wasn't man enough to do what he needed to do to show her that he needed her. I don't know. That's how I'm kind of getting it right now. And from the looks of it, by the end of the song, it seems to be the song of I messed up, I didn't realize that I did need her, that sort of things. But I could be wrong. That's all I heard. That's my hummingbird. Interesting. I don't know if he did that just because it sounds cool. Not sure. That's all I heard. Yep, that's my hummingbird. "Just because I said I didn't want her doesn't mean I want her to go. In fact, I quite depended on her." Interesting. "But that I didn't want her to know. Now that she's gone, I know. All the while, I was trying to keep her there." That exactly, right? That's another thing where it's you're not man enough to accept that you need her. I think that's where we're going here. Not man enough to need, but man enough to always care. Hummingbird, hummingbird. That song I heard, hummingbird. That's my hummingbird. Is it too late? Too late, hummingbird. I feel like some of these lyrics are not in the performance that we just saw or heard. Now that she's gone, I know all the while I was trying to keep her there. Not man enough to need, but man enough to always care. Also, the line too, not man enough to always care. It's this thing where it's like he wasn't the man he needed to be for her, right? He wasn't. He didn't show her that he needed her. She didn't feel truly loved, but he did care. You know, there's a part of him that did care because he wanted to keep her around, and he was too egotistical or whatever. His mind wasn't in the right place. He was an asshole, whatever. He didn't just take that next step, right? And say, look, I need you. You know, I want to be with you forever. You know, he just kind of had her in his orbit, had her flying, but he didn't really embrace her, you know, make her feel needed, make her feel like she's the only one, you know, that she was the one, she was the girl of his dreams, you know. But that's the thing, is that a lot of these guys, and I'm saying it right now as a person who has felt this way in the past, who has been sort of this type of man, it is this thing where I mess up and my head is not where I'm supposed to be, and I'm not loving the way I'm supposed to do it. And there's many reasons for that. There's many reasons why I struggled to do that. You know, in many ways I didn't love myself. But there is a part of me that wanted to get there. You know, there's a part of me that knew this was the right thing to do. You just need to actually go for it. You need to hone it, you know? But it's hard, you know, because there's all this other baggage surrounding that little kernel of hope in you, that little kernel of care that impedes you from fully having that grow. Whether it's a lot of it being your fault or not, but it is what it is. But there is a part of you. And so, I don't know, maybe that's also part of why he said, but man enough to always care. It could also be, but man enough to always have you around. You know what I mean? Like, and to keep you, because I did care about you, but I didn't take that step, you know, that full step to really show you that I needed you, to make you feel that I am lucky to have you, that I view you as the one and only, you know what I mean? Like, that you're the love of my life, you know? But there's, you know, there's a lot of struggle. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I just tell that this song was a little bit of that, you know, a little bit of like, I didn't realize that I did need her. And now she's gone. It's too late. And it's because you're an idiot. You're an asshole. You're ignorant. It's partly your fault, partly not your fault. Maybe the way you were raised never taught you how to love. That certainly was the case with me. Never really learned what true love was. And you don't have... It's hard to do the right thing. It's hard to be a good partner when you don't have that experience from either your parents. You know, you didn't see that when you were a kid, or you weren't given that fully, perfectly, right? It's hard. You know, and it's just... it's like a dog, right? You know, how do you expect that dog to be well behaved when you didn't train it when it was young? But you know, that still doesn't excuse you being terrible, not getting your shit together. But you know, there's a little bit of all of that, right? It's the onus, but also you gotta understand someone's past. So very, very interesting song, very sweet song, and worthy of being recorded professionally. So come on, John. Do it. Just do it. There we have it, folks. Those were my thoughts on John Mayer's Hummingbird live performance from 2008. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the song. Do you think it should be recorded in studio? Do you think it's fine the way it is? Do you think it's one of your favorite John Mayer songs? Did you not like it at all? Please let me know what you think. Also, give this video a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Share with your John Mayer loving friends if you will. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. But I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.